Alrighty. Anyway, um, I figured today I would just compile a bunch of Candace Owens clips because she is seriously fucking retarded on like every issue. And I think that if I show you this, hopefully it'll make you realize that before you actively treat her as some serious intellectual. So, anyway, without further ado, let's get going. Yeah, we'll start with the climate change one.
But don't you
interesting.
not believe like in the moon landing? So I'm
boy.
supposed to believe you about climate.
I think it's so funny how people take. Well, first off, I know what I'm talking about with the climate stuff, so I'm just going to go ahead and promote.
Well, you're not the only.
Alright, she knows what she's talking about with the climate stuff, yet she's denying what every active scientist is saying about its existence, which is just, great. I mean, we all saw her on that wonderful Joe Rogan clip back in the day. But yeah, she's not really interested in academic advancement, is she? Or what science has already said. So, if that doesn't tell you anything about her fucking cognitive state, then I don't know what else will. But let's keep going.
Only one.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you should probably realize,
No.
that there is, in the same way that there are narratives, I think you're now more awake to. The climate hoax is one that runs trillions of dollars, and
Okay.
we are not running out of space. You could fit the entire world if you stacked it like New York City in Dallas. So
Fit. I just said it's
you
not
said
about.
fit, but the point is that hurricanes are down. The whole idea that every time it rains, it's because
What I will
something
agree
bad
with-
is happening is like it's okay.
What I
Okay, first off, nobody ever fucking says that it's because climate change directly causes rain. What happens is when the entire fucking globe is getting warmer, what that does is that increases things like humidity, in which the air carries more water. So with that said, that's why certain weather conditions might be a bit more extreme than they would be otherwise, if that makes any fucking sense. But whatever. You'll strawman everything that the fucking left says, and you'll go from there. And honestly, like the fact that like this they consider this like a good argument is so fucking sad. I mean, like you're supposed to be like a leading voice, and you can't even like accurately characterize what your opposition is saying. Anyway.
will agree with you on is this: the environmentalists do often lie because they have this idea. This issue is so important, and by the way, it is so important, that it's okay if we shade the truth to get people on our side, and I don't agree with that. I'm always...
They lied every time.
Well, not every time.
What was your climate disaster growing up? Mine was global warming. They don't even say it anymore.
They don't say global warming
No,
anymore?
they don't.
Yes, they
no, they say
fucking
climate
do.
change. They went from global
Maybe
cooling.
not in your
they
bubble,
went
but
from,
in the world they
no,
do.
they don't. They went from global cooling to global warming.
They never were in global. No one was ever talking about. It was one. That's such a stupid talking point that you keep repeating. It's a zombie lie. It was one article in one magazine in one day, 1 week in Newsweek or something. Nobody was talking about global cooling. Yes, we understand that the
global
planet is always changing. That's a different story.
No, there was a whole climate alarmism via the IPC for global cooling.
No, they weren't.
Hold the fucking phone here. Global cooling. What'd you say, IPC? I mean, it's a Scientific American. Let me just rehear what she said real quick.
Different story.
No, there was a whole climate alarmism via the IPC for global cooling.
Yeah, IPC. Okay. Berkeley's Lab. When was this fucking video taken? 10 days ago, so it's pretty recent. Anyway, I wonder what this says. Let's just look at like one of these real quickly because I don't want to go into this too fucking much. phys.org. Global cooling was a conjecture during the 1970s of imminent cooling of the Earth's surface and atmosphere, along with a posited consentment of glaciation. Never had scientific support, but gained temporary popular attention due to a combination of press reports that did not accurately reflect the scientific understanding of ice age cycles, a slight downward trend of temperatures from the 40s to the 70s. Early scientific opinion was that the Earth was not durably cooled, but undergone global warming throughout the 20th century. Was the left worried about global cooling? I guess this would be something she would focus on. But yeah, it wasn't like a widespread thing, I don't think. Anyway.
Cooling.
No, there wasn't.
Okay. There was.
But do you believe people landed on the moon?
Well, let's just back.
Okay. The other thing is, like, that's all they can fucking grasp at. That's all she can grasp at. Because it's all you fucking have. Like, when the data is avidly in your opposition, you have to grasp at the straws, and this is what she's doing.
But if you don't, then I think that's
no.
I think that really sets a standard for this discussion.
You are taking something that was a Twitter
You can't answer it?
joke. I'm going to answer your question,
Okay.
but I'm just trying, because I think you should add context, because what you're doing now is you're jumping away from an actual meaningful discussion about climate change and the hoax that's surrounding it and making people fearful to have children. And you're like going, well, didn't you once tweet? When I said, literally, I said in the tweet, let's have some fun today. What is one conspiracy theory that almost got you and that you think like could possibly be real? And I said the one that always gets me every time is the moon landing.
God
How come we
damn it.
haven't gone back? So you're taking this one tweet where people then shared the things that they think that were not really serious or political on this long thread to now apply to a conversation about climate change.
Okay, but just to
That
be
feels a
clear,
little like,
people did land on the moon.
I don't know.
Oh
Okay,
my
there we
fucking
go.
God. She doesn't believe we landed on the moon. Like, if you fucking think... Like, I've heard people say, oh, I don't think it was here. There was... Oh my God, there was some fucking comment I saw on YouTube a while ago. Some idiot was saying she'd vote for her for president when she doesn't even believe in the fucking moon landing. And I know there's like a whole conspiracy thing, but the truth is that you have no fucking conclusive arguments. And I've looked a little bit into it. It's been a hot minute. I think one of the things I was hearing was how could you get through like a wall of radiation that you'd have to pass through in order to get to the moon? And I believe if you pass through it at a certain rate, you should be fine. There's nothing to fucking worry about. But, you know, like, they'll just say, like, oh, look at that, like, it couldn't have happened, you know, it's just like, oh, but it can. But, no, it couldn't, but it can. And, you know, that's the fucking argument. So I have a bunch more. That's the thing, though, like, you can't just say, like, you have no evidence. Like, there's not really sufficient evidence to counter it, from what I've seen. But whatever, that's a whole nother topic. So anyway.
I don't know.
I do know.
I just want to know why we didn't go back.
We did go back.
Yeah, we
Did we
did.
go
And
back?
just to
What
be
year?
fucking clear, because he doesn't remember the names, how many times did we go to the moon? And she should fucking know this if she's gonna believe in this shit, but she doesn't even do her fucking research. 6 missions landed on the moon. Jesus fucking Christ. Now, obviously, there was the one with Neil Armstrong, which was the first one, which everybody focuses on, like, oh, it's fucking big. United States was crewed. This is actually interesting. You had like Italy and all these other countries going for it too. Let's see here. I want to do the USA. Oh wait, holy shit, let me look at that again. So the USA had 36 successful lunar missions, 2 failures. I wonder if they're counting Apollo 13 in that, because that one was pretty bad. But that's the thing. We sent the people up in Apollo 13, and they came back, right? Like, is that just all bullshit? Were they lying? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Interesting. Yeah, so I guess mission by country, missions by date. Okay. And I'm assuming this is the USO's failure, partial failure, heliocentric orbits. Okay, those are like Russian ones, so partial failure. Successful, there was is this correct? Yeah, it reached the lunar surface, but that's right, we had like the first person, I think. Although it's been a hot minute. First spacecraft to reach lunar surface, yada yada. Far images of the moon. Jesus Christ, so much failure. Impacted on the 30th. Let's see. Impacted. I wonder if they could clarify that. Flew past the moon. First spacecraft to land on the moon. Touchdown on 3rd of February 1966. Return data. So then these fucking guys. Oh, they orbited the moon, I guess. Okay. Returned into loss of power. Spacecraft failure. They succeeded. Turned images, entered orbit. Visited by Apollo 12 astronauts with some parts removed, returned to Earth. Yeah, it's gotta be fucking terrible. But yeah, I mean, like, there's plenty of fucking examples here. Not all of these are landings. But still, you know, like, there's been times when we went back, and she should really fucking know that before just accepting conspiracies, because out of most of the dishonesty I've seen, it largely comes from conspiracy theories, and being anti-global warming is one of those.
To the moon?
Would we people on the moon?
Anyway.
Okay.
I'm asking
Now
a serious
who's
question. When did we go? When did we go
We
back to
first
people walking on
landed-
the moon? 69. Okay.
July 20th, 1969.
Yeah.
We went back like 10 more times.
Who went
Six,
back? Who
but
walked
yes.
on the moon?
America. You know,
No, but like, what were the astronauts' names? Educate me. Why
who
are
the
you?
fuck remembers what
Like,
the
she just wants people to do her own fucking research for her. Like, sit your ass down and read a fucking book, man. I mean, Jesus.
astronauts' names were?
That's it's a pretty big deal to walk on the moon.
The first guy, and then after that, yes.
Who else walked on it?
I
How
don't
many?
remember the name. Like another dozen.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's like, the left does some, like, stupid shit sometimes, don't get me wrong. But I think at the same time, like, if you look at the big picture, and you look at which side is easily more conspiratorial, it's always the right. Always the right. There's still, like, you know, like, on the left, they still have those moments. But for the most part, it's just the right is so fucking bad. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. About the other dozen humans walked on the moon?
Yes, Americans. All Americans.
Okay. We don't know.
We kept going back. Apollo 13 was the one they made the movie about. That was the one they aborted. But that was after we had landed. Apollo 11, I think, was
I'm
the
not
one.
talking about space missions. I'm talking about actual people walking
Yes,
on the moon.
landing on the moon and walking on it. First of all, it is an impressive scientific feat. It's not.
Apollo 12. Apollo 12. Yep. Second to land on the moon, it was launched. Yeah. Boom.
Out of the realm of, like, how could that possibly happen? It's only 250,000 miles away. They had figured out enough to be able to do it, even with these shitty computers that they had in 1969. Yes, it's risky, and we did lose people doing it. But we did do it. I mean, plainly. I mean, the idea that you could think that this was some sort of hoax, I'm sorry, but it colors everything else.
I'm just saying
you
that,
would
like,
say.
I'm just not, like, I feel like you're just trying to find this one. Like, I've never talked about this on my show. You're literally talking about one funny tweet
It's
thread.
relevant.
It's really
It's
not that relevant.
that you won't say,
No,
absolutely, people walked on the moon. It's relevant.
I feel that you are finding an angle here to try to talk about something that I've never talked about on my podcast. I've never talked to people.
Yeah, and she's saying like this is like a little thing, but like it's demonstrable. It's like saying like, yeah, I mean it's not like, you know, something I focus on, but like, you know, I mean I also just think 9/11 was fake, or oh, you know, I think that Elvis is still alive, or just it just shows that you're susceptible to that kind of thinking, conspiratorial thinking, that is. And I get that's not as bad as maybe like Holocaust denial or something like that, but it's still, you're using similar reasoning, and that's relying on your own conjecture and ignoring evidence is what it is. And yeah, that's her fucking problem, along with every other conservative. I'd say probably the best one is maybe Ben Shapiro, but that doesn't mean he's good at all. I mean, there's still a fuck ton he rejects. I think I would probably go Michael Knowles is probably the worst. Oh fuck, I think Candace might be second. Candace or Matt Walsh would probably be second. Steven Crowder is so bad too. Fuck, I almost hate, I don't know which I hate more. I'm gonna go Matt Walsh for 3, and then Steven Crowder, and then you have Ben Shapiro. But oh my god, they're so fucking bad.
On a debate stage.
But it's out there.
I just fucking hate that guy.
At college, you probably had a producer dig up what you thought were the most absurd tweets. There's no way it's out.
Candace,
like you're
I
saying, it's out
promise
there. There's not even articles about this.
I
It's so obscure that it's like literally. I mean, it said like, let's have some fun. What are some of the things that? What are some conspiracy theories that you read that you have questions about? And I was like, the moon landing.
First of all, I promise you, there is no production of this show.
Well,
no,
it's a pretty niche thing. Of all the things I talk about and I'm known for, like there wasn't even an article written about this about me.
I wasn't planning to talk about it.
Yeah, so it's like, how did you get here?
Because
you saw it on Twitter.
I got here. Somehow I knew it.
But how?
Because it's out there.
But it's
because
not.
I've
It's not
read
even in my Wikipedia. Like it's so obscure. It's so niche that I'm just like curious.
I don't think that's the case, because I think I read it in the Vanity Fair article about you.
No.
No.
Nope.
Well,
that's what I mean. It's not even relevant for like. I've never ever had a single person sit down and ask me this question.
Well, then I've done America a service, because we find the baseline of your thinking. I'm sorry, but that is relevant. That you don't think men landed on the moon.
No, I just said I would like. First off, what I specifically said was
you don't know.
I want to know why, and I think even Elon Musk said this in his Timepiece.
Ask him about it.
Yeah,
ask him
I
about
think
the moon.
He did address it in his.
Didn't she like earlier just say?
Yes, landing on the moon and walking on it. First of all, it is an impressive scientific feat. It's not out of the realm of like, how could that possibly happen? It's only 250,000 miles. It's not out of the moon and walking on it. First of all, it's
space missions.
They aborted, but that was after America.
Are you okay? Well, other doesn't
like that.
Yeah,
we went back like.
They haven't be real, and I said the also to have children. Taking something that was a Twitter
you can't answer it?
joke. I'm going to answer your question, but I'm just trying because I think you should add context, because what you're doing now is you're jumping away from an actual meaningful discussion about climate change and the.
But don't you not believe like in the moon landing? So I'm supposed to believe you about climate?
I think it's so funny how people take. Well, first off, I know what I'm talking about with the climate stuff, so I'm just going to go ahead and promote.
Well, you're not the only one.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you should probably realize, like, that there is, in the same way that there are narratives, I think you're now more awake to the climate hoax if you stacked it like New York City and Dallas. So
I just said it's
you
not
said
about.
Fit, but the point is that the hurricanes are down. It's okay.
What I will agree with you on is this. the environmentalists do often do so important on our
disaster growing up. Mine was they went from global
maybe
cooling.
they never keep repeating it's a zombie lie. It was one article.
Taking something that was a Twitter
You can't answer it?
joke. I'm going to answer your question,
Okay.
but I'm just trying because I think you should add context because what you're doing now is you're jumping away from an actual meaningful discussion about
Yes, landing on the moon and walking on it. First of all, it is an impressive.
actual people walking on the moon.
After we had landed, Apollo 11, I think was.
I'm not talking about space missions. I'm talking about actual people walking on the moon.
Landing on the moon and walking on it. First of all, it is an impressive scientific feat. It's not out of the realm of like, how could that possibly happen? It's only 250,000 miles away. They had figured out enough to be able to do it, even with these shitty computers that they had in 1969.
Yeah, I don't know why she would like give that pushback, but I mean, I don't know. She does have a big problem with not being able to do her research. She really does. Elon Musk.
We find the baseline of.
What else is there? More global warming. Oh, Jesus.
Of this topic.
No, but I connected it to that because it was like, okay.
But I'm in the public sphere talking about that. I've had experts on my show talking about, like Gregory Whitestone talked about his book about the climate change hoax. I care deeply about that because of the implications and how the climate change hoax and billions of dollars that are.
White? Like, I guarantee he's gonna have some fucking shit. Gregory White. Who the fuck is Gregory White? Climate change. The people of the fucking swear to God. Smith College. He's the professor of government. I just want to like see his fucking like history. He is the chair of Environmental Science and Policy Program. He teaches courses on global environmental politics, international relations. Okay. What if there's like a Wikipedia article on him? Wikipedia. No. I wonder if this is him. Oh, it's Gregory Jones. I thought that was like a court case, but that's his name. Okay. Anyway.
Basically disappearing for things like Paris Accord agreement. Like I'm very much on record in a sincere manner talking about that.
Not to beat a dead horse, but if you think the moon landing is a hoax, it colors my view of what you think of the global warming being a hoax.
Okay.
So let's get on.
But I never said the moon landing is a hoax.
Well, you said
I said name one conspiracy theory
I asked you point
blank. Got you. I said I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about. I can't even debate you. You're sitting here telling me that 12 men have gone to the moon since. I don't know anything about it, and so I keep a very. I think that there's one thing that people say about me is I don't
because she was giving more pushback before
about things that I don't know.
I mean, you're
so
right.
I'm not going to sit here and be an expert on the moon landing.
You're such a brilliant person.
But on things that I actually know, so I'm willing to. I'm willing to because I don't care.
Would you read about it?
I literally don't. It's to me.
Would you
it's
read
utterly
about it?
Inconsequential for the work that I do. Yeah, I would. That's why I said fun thread. Tell me this. Like we were like, tell me what's one conspiracy theory that you believe that we can look into. I mean, we really should pull the tweet because it's weird that you're making this so severe, as if I was like on a talk show debating the moon landing. And so what I'm saying is, I've never cared about this topic.
Because it's an undebatable topic.
I'm completely
that you
like,
if you want
debatable.
You're making it.